Hypothetically, you make a small fortune. How do you cash out correctly and safely? Hypothetically, you make a small fortune with cryptocurrency. How do you properly cash out? Do you send your gains in the form of a stable coin or Bitcoin to a regulated exchange and sell? Are they likely going to freeze your funds because of the large amount? Should everything be 100 KYC before transfer? Does anyone have a good method of how to properly take gains legally method in the event someone were to hit it big? My biggest concerns are frozen funds, shady exchanges, and losing the funds when transferring. This is not a question about taxes that would obviously come after selling and cashing out. The one friend I know who had an experience like this, when transferring to Coinbase, completely froze his account for weeks until they re-verifying his KYC. And he was subject to market volatility during that time. So I was wondering if there is a way to avoid something like that. Hi bank, I'm X, and I want to transfer a big sum of money into my account. Can we meet to discuss the process so there won't be any problems? Thanks. If you don't do that and you suddenly deviate from your normal behavior, that's obviously a red flag and an account suspension, most likely for an investigation. Sometimes the simple solution is the direct approach. It's easier to spend few hours actually talking to the bank to explain the situation, rather than coming up with clever solutions from random Reddit people. That's what I would do at least. I would definitely contact support first and use a well-known exchange with KYC, preferably one with a license in my country. To reiterate, this is not a question of when to cash out or taxes. This is just about the process of actually cashing out and sending and converting. I did this on Coinbase about 4 years ago. I messaged support and told them my situation, lots of BTC. Never been on exchange. Wanted to transfer to CB Pro. Liquidate and wire the cash to my bank account. I had to make sure I was KYC'd. I was. And did some additional verification. And that was it. Process took 48 hours from cold storage to cash in my bank account. Tracked the cost basis. Paid long-term capital gains to the IRS, offsetting a bunch of carry-forward loss. And went about my business. Know your daily deposit withdrawal limits and follow them. Know your bank. Do KYC ahead of time. Sell in small increments over time rather than all at once, so if anything goes wrong at a given stage, you can live with yourself. Sell on Kraken, cash out directly to my bank. Pretty straightforward. Incredibly bearish thread. If it's a big enough small fortune, then I would get in with Coinbase as a private client before transferring anything in. You are in a wrong place. Nobody here has ever seen a small fortune, excluding grandma birthday money. I'd probably use a DEX first to change to something more stable so it's not affected by volatility, while sending to a CEX to cash out. But I've never been so fortunate to actually know if this is a good method. If you're talking millions or whatever, I go to Cash Exchange and my guy gives me cash and I give him USDT. Come to Ukraine. If Bitcoin, never sell. Just take loans against it, as you won't pay taxes on the loans. It can be risky during long bear cycles, but it will continue to increase over the rest of your life. You'll be mad if you sell it. My plan has always been to move it to USDC. Then wait for the next bear and reinvest if a lot, then still reinvest, but maybe hire a lawyer and work out getting some out for living. But I doubt that this situation will ever occur for me. Tears of joy. What exactly is KYC? I have transacted 6 figures through Coinbase both ways with zero issue. And I never gave anyone a heads up about anything. If you're a new customer, I would do it in smaller batches. If you try to avoid KYC or do things in a way to avoid taxes, etc., you're in for a bad time. Sold my Doge during E's SNL appearance, wired money to Citi, paid cash for yacht. Step 1, go to Lambo, Ferrari or Porsche dealership. Step 2, acquire cars with Bitcoin. Step 3, post your purchases to our cars and crypto. Step 5, profit. Do you send your gains in the form of a stable coin or Bitcoin to a regulated exchange and sell? Yes. Just withdraw from the exchange you use. And he was subject to market volatility during that time. Personally, I'd prefer a DeFi trade to a stable like USDC, since then they can go USDC USD bank account on Coinbase. Or at least last I checked. It's been a little while. And IDK if that's actually the best call. Not advice. Etc. If it wasn't on a chain with DeFi and it was just its own token, then I'd probably just transfer a bit at a time. If I hit it big time, I'd just walk to my bank and let them settle the transfer directly with the exchange. I want no surprises. I'd also ask for advice about taxes. Wouldn't you sell all your coins and then let your bank and the exchange know you're cashing a bunch of mo into your account? Don't forget to hire a tax accountant to best structure the transaction too if it's a substantial amount. Wonder if it's worth converting to something like USDC first so you don't have to worry about volatility. Move everything to my own wallet. Tax-free route. Cash out via local Bitcoin or local Monero via Cash IRL or cash in mail. Tax route. Just send it all to Coinbase, sell my bank account. It's highly unlikely I'll turn my measly $20K invested into anything large. I'll just take out whatever is left once the bears have had their fill. I have the same concern. Even with a history of crypto deposits, I feel like crypto is an excuse for banks and even exchanges to treat us falsely like money launderers. Ask the guys over on our tax 100 do KYC. I mean, all this highly depends on where you're from and regulations. No one will freeze your TX. You will likely be responsible for a lot of tax. Can you bank with Fidelity? They are very crypto-friendly and even sell Bitcoin. They also deal with people who invest and transfer large sums often. First mistake is using Coinbase. Lol, there's plenty non-KYC exchanges. In Canada here, I can literally one-click e-transfer set up through a link with my bank. Obviously I'd have to pay taxes. And if it's over 10K or whatever, I suppose you'd have to fill out the standard paperwork. But yeah, no hassle at all really. Wait, is it illegal to get rich off crypto or something? Cold sweat smile. Contact professional HNW advisor. They are there to help avoid pitfalls. Don't expect the bank to be helpful. They aren't there to help you. Their main goal is to comply with regulations. You do realize that big centralized exchanges have multiple people owning and transferring millions on a daily basis. This is not new to them. To answer your question, you make an account in a centralized exchange, a big one like Binance. You do your KYC, deposit the money, sell, withdraw, etc. No one is going to block your account or anything unless the money come from a shady address. Have a good amount of exchanges that you can off-ramp to. Coinbase, Kraken, maybe Gemini. Shortlist 5 CEX you trust as fiat off-ramps. Contact their support and ask them. Contact your TradFi bank and ask them if there's anything you need to do to prepare your account for a fiat transfer from a CEX.